friend out here. It's making it quite hot. Anyways, crazy thing, rack and pinion on this is broke. Not surprising, it's kind of accident that I had, but what's really shocking is that it's not leaking fluid, and it's not like a fracture in the casing. I mean, it's severed. It's weird. I'll show you. All right, underneath here, everything looks all hunky-dory. We're all normal until you look right there. That is all the ways from the back to the front to the top. It is broken, severed. I've already ran the thing a couple times, test drives around the yard, and it's not leaking fluid, which is weird. You really would think that would be hemorrhaging, but I guess the shaft that goes between here's probably a hydraulic side because it gets fatter right there, and probably same thing for this side, so maybe they just don't have fluid in there. I don't know, it's kind of weird. We're gonna change it out. Alright, back at it. So taking this off at LKQ, the one thing that I found that you definitely have to do is, since the main knuckle is towards the driver's side, you know, the whole assembly where the steering implement goes in, I took off the passenger side inner tie rod, just took it off as a whole assembly, and was able to push it far enough over to the passenger side that that whole assembly was able to go that way, tilt forward. I don't remember if it went forward or towards the engine. Basically, you take your favorite one of these pockets, this side or this side. Just, you're gonna have to play with it a lot, but you have to take off both the hoses, the inner tie rod with the outer, and then push it all the ways that way. And it's either gonna go forward or back. You'll basically, I think I took it towards the engine, take it out down and this way. It's a pain in the butt, take your time, but you can get it done. And just be patient, you know. It's 101 degrees right now, and I'm gonna have to exercise extreme patience, so trust me, I know the pain, but let's get it done. Halfway interval here, I want to show you. As you saw me struggling with it, just be patient, take your time, work it over. I had to take the unit and lift it up, and then you'll see that steering knuckle at the top right about in here, but it's pointed just like this right at the motor mount. So lift the whole thing up and then tilt it back like that, so it's laying backwards, and I gave it enough clearance to get that knuckle past the motor mount. And then I slid over to the passenger side. So now I have access to the inner control arm. And I actually got this one off at LKQ without snapping this off, because I know they're, for some reason, most people just put a zip tie on it. I don't know. I messed around with it for a minute, and I actually got it free. It takes a minute, and I ended up getting it, so I was content with it. I think I can get it back on, we'll see. But I'm gonna work on getting this off. Inner control arm, or tie rod, take it off, and then start working on getting it out to the driver's side. Like I said, I don't remember if it goes on the inside or outside, but you'll see in the video. Frightening thing just discovered. I mean, literally working on this, so could have oversighted this and just continued driving it the way it was. That's frightening. That was loose. This is supposed to be under a fair amount of pressure. There's not really a good, torque tool to measure this. You usually just get it down really tight and some compound thread or something, thread locker or something on there. But I should not be able to move it by hand. The one I did at LKQ was hard to take off. This is frightening. Thank God we research and double check work before getting on the road. Anyways. Is it harder or easier to install the new? Out with the old, in with the new, they always say. It's not really new, brand new-ish. New to me. Does that work? I mean, you be the judge. But, so now it's time to reassemble. It's a pain in the butt, man. It's just so tight in here. There's will is a way. We shall get it done. So there is some power steering fluid that's made it in here. I don't know if it just leaks or if it came from like an overflow tube or something. I'm not even entirely sure everything about it, but I do know it's a good idea to take some brake clean your mounting surface, because I may be putting some thread locker in there. So we want good, strong contact. No oil, no grime, no grit, just metal to metal. Power steering is eventually a leak, but this is a good way to start, at least knowing that did a good job starting out. And then our tie rod in, clean it too. Threads are nice and clean. I'll let that dry and then start to put it back together. We're getting there. So that basically concludes a rack and pinion install on 2004. It's probably 98 or 2004, whenever they changed the body style. Rack and pinion of the Ford Ranger. But it's not too hard. Definitely quick note is when you're doing it, like I said, don't get frustrated. You're gonna have to just take your time and stay calm as much as you can. Take off the passenger side inner tie rod. Take it off. So unbolt these, unbolt your hoses, disconnect both knuckles, and the brake line is another thing you have to worry about because it kind of goes all around and on top of it. I didn't undo it at all. I undid one of the Christmas tree snaps right here where it snaps in like just like one of these guys. It's right here on the inside of this. You'll see it. I pulled it out and just got the brake line. It's steel, so we can move and flex a little bit, but just kind of pushed it out of the way enough. So with all that out of the way, this guy, the whole rack and pinion, will move probably 80% out of the passenger side, allowing you to take off the inner tie rod. Once you take it off, get it, as, like I said, as far over as you can, even further than when you're taking off the tie rod. Your steering knuckle here on the driver's side, I mean, I guess you could take it off if you wanted to, but I didn't want to mess with it. It made it enough room to where it came right here, went up and back, made it into this pocket right here, and basically brought it knuckle out to about here, and it got close to this. And at that point, the passenger side was so free, drops down, was able to go back to the passenger side. Steering knuckle gets hung up on everything, but it comes in and out, up and down, and eventually the whole unit is free down on the ground. So like I said, just have some patience, take your time and you'll get it done. It seems extremely frustrating, but I only have to take off one inner tie rod with the outer, of course, but you can get it done. So just take your time, be patient, and see it through. Torque specs, if you want to know, I use Chilton. No, it's a Haynes book. I did 120 foot-pounds on the main rack body. It said like 102 to 127, so I did 120. Those are the main ones. On the outer tie rods, I mean, if you want to know, I'm trying to remember the number it said, it's like 40 to 59, so I did 50. And then when you go to put your cotter pin in, if it's not lining up, gives you enough room to go a little bit past it, but just keep turning a little bit more. I hit torque spec, the cotter pin hole wasn't lined up, so took it a little further. So room to spare, got my cotter pin in. All right, that's it, guys. Just like that, we're all done. Let's test it. Oh. Yeah, we got AC now. Stereo, the works. She's a fully functioning little beast. Alright guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of the post notifications. Definitely stay tuned because if you see there's a couple of other options out here, maybe not coming up. Got the newly acquired Creep van. This thing could be a lot of fun. It's full of a lot of junk too, but yeah, we're gonna be diving into this and checking it out and see what we can do to get it going. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like down below. Leave a comment with a suggestion you want to see done to this. You want to see a bigger V8 swap into it? You want to see a 2-cylinder? How about a Predator motor? You do something fun to it. But if you guys enjoyed, seriously, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, like, subscribe, do all that junk. I appreciate all the love and support. And make sure to turn your post notifications because there's going to be more coming up soon. Thank you guys.